Okay, so I got a 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee with the V6. I'll show you a picture of the engine. And I had major rocker arm failure. And when I look it up, it's called the Pentastar tick. This is actually a well-known problem in these engines. What happens is if you see a regular roller, how it's supposed to work right, it rolls smoothly. There's no wiggle or play room or whatever you want to call it. There's no slack in it. There's no play, there's no nothing. But when the rockers go bad, what happens is, I don't know if you can hear that, but they move back and forth, as you could see, and that'll cause your tapping. Tick, 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 because when it's moving at a high rate of speed or whatever it does, it causes the tick, 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 tick. And I got 1, 2, you see this? Let me show you. Normal one, like I said, how it's supposed to operate, doesn't move. It's supposed to be rock solid. It's supposed to spin like a ball bearing. It's supposed to stay in place. Bad ones, yeah, or once they get ticking so bad, they do like this. They're way out of place. They seize, which causes grinding. You could see the metal worn down and grinded off right there. And metal shavings got to go somewhere. So where's it going? Into the engine. Like a normal one, you don't see any of the grooves. Let me just show the bad one compared to the bad ones. And I got a lot of different bad ones, unfortunately. See the top? I mean, some of them won't fail. These came all out the same engine. But some of them do fail. And when they do fail, you get grinded down, and that metal flake's got to go somewhere, and it goes in the engine. And then what does this cause? Well, this, unfortunately, and I had a few of them fail. Obviously, I got 7 right there that I noticed. And I just looked over the parts, which caused grooving and damage on the camshaft. As you see, where the normal parts are, it's supposed to be kind of smooth ride, you know, but where it goes bad, grooves. I mean, this is very bad damage on it, very bad grooving. I mean, that just, so that all 4 camshafts had grooving. This one right here grooved out real bad. I mean, it's supposed to be smooth right here. It's supposed to ride on a smooth surface, and when it grooves, where do the metal flakes got to go? They got to go somewhere. And yeah, all 4 of them failed. This one right there, I guess, I don't know, I'm not a mechanic, but he said all 4 failed, and I believe him. Oh, this one, you could definitely tell where it failed. This, so on the 3, it's real obvious. Right there, and right there. And then this one, what do I got to do it the wrong way? Either way, it looks like some grooving right there. I don't know exactly, looks like some grooving right there. So, but either way, the 3 are obvious. 1, 2, and 3. All because of these faulty rocker arms. And that causes your tick, tick, tick. Like, this is horrible. Like, and this started less than 100,000 miles on my vehicle. I had it fixed once, which I didn't know what it was. And then it obviously happened again to where they failed. And yeah, and a failure of them is catastrophic. As you see, it can be catastrophic. Luckily, my engine's still running right, but I've had problems and problems and problems. And since they did that, I had them do the timing change belt too, and all the lifters, because this can cause a problem with the lifters. So I had to get all the lifters done. And this was a crazy, it was like a $5,000 job, like no lie. Like, I don't remember exactly, I got all the receipts up in the room. But just for the parts alone, $1,200 almost, $1,300, I forgot. And that's with the deal. Just for, I mean, these parts, just the camshafts alone. Then the rocker arms and the lifters cost another $400. So you're talking $1,600 just in these 2 parts. We're not talking any labor. I mean, these little things cost like I forgot. They could be like $12 a piece, $11 a piece. I think I got mine from the dealership from Chrysler. for because they price matched an online price on a Mopar website for like $8 and some change a piece. But the new ones are already in. These are the old ones, and there's 24 of them. So yeah, and this, you know, once you hear a tick, I advise you to get into the shop immediately and get them all addressed. I wouldn't replace, you know, unfortunately, this is what they did too when they at the dealership, when I had the tick go bad at 70,000 or 75,000, whatever it was. They only replace the one that's bad. So they leave all the rest of them in there because under warranty, they can only replace what's broken. That's the dealership's, I don't know, that's most dealerships what they do. They don't replace what's not broken, but they know, and they've been known that there's an issue with these. And I believe there's a couple class action lawsuits against them. And I would definitely like a refund on my money. I would like to get my money back because this caused major issues. And it might still have major issues in my engine because look at all the metal that flaked off. I mean, all this metal that flaked off, it had to go somewhere. And it probably caused internal damage in my engine. Now, if my engine goes bad, at least to where they put a new engine in, and promptly and fastly, not where it sits in the shop for 6 months and they'll get to it when it gets to it. No, put a new engine in, week's time sounds fair. I'll get a rent-a-car for a week, put a brand new engine in, and call it good. Not a pre-used engine, no, a brand new engine, everything brand new. And you should do a transmission just for the hassle. But maybe that's getting greedy. But either way, for a simple little cheap part, which, you know, the problem is, yeah, these are such cheap parts. If they were easy to get to, it'd be no big deal. Like if it was like the battery, you could just go in and replace it. No, you got to tear off the whole top of the engine. It's down there, and you got to mess with the whole timing. These are connected to timing, so you got to have a shop do it, because if you do it and you don't know what you're doing, you could cause other further issues. So, I mean, yeah, it's just ridiculous. So if you get the tap, if you hear any, and it's not just the Jeep Grand Cherokees, it's in a lot of V6 Mopar, Chrysler cars, Dodges, Jeeps. So it's in Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep cars, I believe, has this V6 engine. And yeah, so if you ever hear the tap, 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 the dreaded, what they call it, the dreaded Pentastar tick, especially if you're at the dealership, run. Don't buy that car, because that tick, while it's driving, you think, oh yeah, it's some dealers, and they didn't tell me when I first bought the vehicle that's what it was, but I had to look it up, and then I had to bring it to the dealership where I bought it from and address the specific issue I found online. And sure enough, they replaced the one for me, but they didn't replace them all. And since they didn't replace them all, what do you think happened? Well, later on, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It looks like 8. There's yeah, probably 8. I don't know, maybe more. I didn't look at them, like, because you see a lot of these. Okay, that's in the right position, but a lot of them stick up. Looks like a little bit farther than others. I don't know, but I didn't really look through them that well. But I know I got this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. I believe this one, and this one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I believe 8. I know 7 for sure. Maybe I mixed one in there. It was regular. Yeah, I might have mixed that one in. So 7 failed for sure. I know that. But yep. And that it caused all 4 camshafts to fail. So this was a pretty big job. Very costly, very annoying, and you got to have it done right by the right mechanic, because if you try to go mess with it, and I've seen people, you know, online try to loosen the screws and lift it up and replace one out, well, you could throw the timing off, and you don't know if that's the only one. So if you went in there and lifted up and replaced the one, well, there could have been one back here, there could have been one over there, there could have been one over there. Because, you know, the ticking's going to sound the same regardless of how many is gone. It's just a slight tapping sound, like tick, 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 tick when you're driving. Almost like, I can't do it. Yeah, I can't do it I should have recorded the vehicle before. Yeah, it almost sounds like that, but a lot louder and faster. Yep, underneath the engine, right underneath the hood, right underneath the where the engine compartment is. But anyways, yep, that's the rock arm failure. If you're going to do the rock arms, I suggest you replace all the rock arms, the lifters, and have your cams looked at to make sure that they're not damaged like so. I mean, it's just ridiculous. That's major damage, and all that metal had to go somewhere. It's unfortunate. All of it had to go somewhere. Anyways, yeah, I just thought I'd make this video as a, you know, kind of like a warning. If you're buying any Chrysler product, whether it be Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, what have you, if it's got the V6, and then, you know, they call it the 3.6, I believe, V6. And what it happens in a lot of their engines. So just look it up. Look it up for yourself. They should have recalled these a long time ago and had them replaced. But the reason they probably didn't is because it's a real hassle and it's a lot of work to replace all these. But when they cause damage, they cause major damage. And as you see, if you don't, yeah, it doesn't really matter, I guess, if you get it addressed right away or not. And look at how far out of place that is. And that's jammed. That's seized right there. You can actually see the ball bearings right there. Let me take an old, one that's not so damaged and put it next to it. You see how it's flush? You can't see the ball bearings in there. This one, you can actually see the ball bearings down there. That's ridiculous. And I'm sure a lot of them, yeah, a lot of them are protruding out the bottom. Yep. It's just crazy. And the one that ain't, it's still got play in it. Yep. So that's the V6. I had a 2015 Jeep Grand Cherokee. But like I said, they put these in Chargers, Challengers, 300s, I believe, minivans, all different types of vehicles this motor's in. So, yep, just beware. It's just, you know, if you can hear that ticking and you're about to be at a dealership getting the Mopar product, run, I suggest, because it's going to cost you thousands. And unless they're willing to fix it all, leave it alone.